With Super Steeler Mike Logan, I'm Ken Laird. It's Steelers 365, brought to you by Eastern H2O. Are your skis or your snowboards ready to go? Waxed up? Head into Eastern H2O right now for all their gear. The mountains are going to be filled with some snow caps pretty soon. And while you're there, check out the great sales and specials and the Reactor watches, Mike.
Yeah, I'm loving this watch right here. And every time I come in, it seems to go with the outfit that I have.
I noticed that.
So I'm matching the colors right now. Yeah.
Well, the Steelers in Baltimore yesterday, place you've made many a trip, and yet again another 3-point game. Graded on a scale of entertainment 1 to 10. We had a post-game handshake that's going to be talked about here for a while. We had another injury. The Steelers lose Ike Taylor. We had some replacement parts in with Kelvin Beachum. Homestead Charlie in for the win. Were you loving the game?
I did enjoy the game. I didn't know what to expect really coming into it. The Pittsburgh Steelers had, of course, a tumultuous week last week in playing the Cleveland Browns with 8 turnovers. I knew that they would be more efficient this week, but you know this game is going to be a tight-knit game. It's going to be played very closely. It's going to be physical. The defenses are going to step up. But I was surprised by the game plan, especially the offensive game plan by the Baltimore Ravens heading into this football game.
Yeah, Ray Rice with just 12 carries and 1 catch.
Didn't understand that.
After 4th and 29 last week.
Didn't understand it at all.
Are you ready to say Flacco is not an elite quarterback? I mean, we'll talk about Charlie in a moment, and I want to give him proper credit. And the Steelers won the game as much as the Ravens lost it, but yet again stands there like a statue. The sack fumble from James Harrison to keep playing the game.
That's the one thing about the football game that I didn't see from the Baltimore Ravens. Their enthusiasm didn't seem to be up here. Even though the Pittsburgh Steelers, haven't had the type of season that people expected them to have, it's still a division rivalry game for these two football teams. And maybe Ray Lewis not being in there didn't give it the same pizzazz or sazzle that this game brings, but I thought the excitement level would be so high for the Ravens. But I think they really took for granted that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to come in here with a third-string quarterback and not be able to match up with them talent-wise in the game, and that reflection came through their quarterback in Joe Flacco. He really just did not look like he was focused and really in tune with this football game.
Especially in the second half. You know, the Steelers come out and bite them early and get back in the game, and they had just had that pass to Anquan Bolden and gone up at the break. So you could be right. I think maybe they and being in Baltimore in the locker room, I don't even think the Ravens were that concerned losing that game. Doesn't kill their season. You know, they're still in okay shape, although Washington and then Peyton and Eli Manning, the next opponents for Baltimore going forward.
But to me, that gives the Pittsburgh Steelers life. If you look at that game yesterday and the Baltimore Ravens would have came out and just pounded them, do you know what that would have did to the confidence level to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lost the division game to the lowly Cleveland Browns the week before, and their performance and the way they played? The Baltimore Ravens could have really took that boot and stepped on the neck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They weren't able to do that yesterday.
What about Charlie? You're a Pittsburgh guy, and you got to play for your hometown team. Batch got to do the same for many years here now and has won his share of games, but this one, the first win for a backup quarterback in the Ben Roethlisberger era over the Baltimore Ravens on the road when they needed it the most, and he finishes 8 of 8 passing down the stretch on those last 2 drives.
And you've seen the emotion that he displayed after winning that football game. Went over and gave the signature hug, the hallmark moment with Ben Roethlisberger over there on the sideline.
Did Ben not want to let go, or did Charlie not want to let go?
I think it was a little mutual thing going on between them. I mean, you know the relationship that those two guys have developed over the course of the past couple of years. So it was important for Charlie to come back and respond after having the week that he had last week, not being able to make some throws, taking a lot of ridicule from people saying, why is he still on the team? He should be gone. But he played like you would want your backup to play. Come in, I think the game plan offensively was catered to what Charlie does well. Get rid of the ball quick, even roll in the pocket, outside the pocket and let him throw the ball to Heath Miller in the fourth quarter. That's what he does well. I think, against the Cleveland Browns, they tried to stretch the field a little bit with Mike Wallace. And, I still don't think Charlie has the deep ball, covered right now. He missed a couple yesterday as well. But that was the signature game plan for what they needed to do for Charlie to have success. And I think he played well yesterday.
a clause in Charlie's contract has kicked in. He will be signed with the team through age 49 now, so that will be a new Steelers record. One last comment from you. I want to throw these out. You take which one you'd like. Kelvin Beachum gets the start and plays fine at right tackle. Ike Taylor with the injury, going to be out for a little bit. Rashard Mendenhall benched and not active for the game. Of those three, most significant?
I think being a DB, Ike Taylor, in the injury, being out, and the guys who were able to come in and fill in for him and them not miss a beat, I think would be my headline.
Okay, we'll see how that running game plays out too, and the O-line, some changes. All that and more coming up with future editions. But for now, Mike Logan, Ken Laird, all brought to you by Eastern H2O. It's Steelers 365 here on Trib Live.